So I'm recording this as well. So here's what we know. We're out until the 5th from face-to-face. So my plan is to try and do a Zoom meeting like this every Monday night so that you can ask questions and I'll try to walk you through what you need to do. Of course, I'm available most of the time if you send me a message. Hopefully you got a chance to look at the announcement video, which kind of talked about our deadlines and so on. I did have a request to move our deadlines back to Sunday night. So I'll do that. Just know that there's a possibility that Blackboard may be overloaded on Sunday night with all of the college trying to submit. So I highly recommend that you submit before Sunday to make sure you get your stuff in. I've extended the deadline for this week's stuff until Friday for some of you who were unable to get to a computer lab and so on. I know some of you are trying to get software and you're not sure to where you can get software. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my desktop so you can see where we're going to go. So I'm going to go here. So you're looking at my desktop, and if I was looking for the software that's downloaded for free, I would just type in free student AutoCAD. Once I select on it, it's usually the top one. And right here, and what I would have to do is I'd have to create an account. And once you create that account, you'll want to use your GRCC email. This is not a free trial. This is a 3-year AutoCAD version that we talked about. Once it's verified, so you'll create the account, you'll send an email to your student account, so you'll have to verify your information. And once you do that, then you'll come back to the same location and you can check the version that you want to, and it won't let me do it because I'm not signed in, but you check the version, so you're going to want version 19. Your operating system, it does run on Mac. There's a Mac version, but I'm not very familiar with it at all. And then, of course, the language that you want to use. And it will download for you, and then it'll give you a username and access code. The only thing it's going to do is it's going to impregnate every drawing or every aspect of every drawing that you have with a student version around the outside of the drawing, which is fine. That we don't care. But just know that you won't be able to use any part of those drawings or anything else in industry or any other place because it's always going to have that tag on there. So that's where you're going to get the free software. So let me stop this here and come back to my other screen. And now what I want to talk to you about tonight is our drawing. So in Blackboard, if you've looked in Blackboard, I'm bringing it up here, under week 8, there is a PowerPoint, a class 15 PowerPoint that you need to take a look at. And then under day 1, it says day 1 and day 2. Remember, day 1 equals the first half of class and day 2 is the second half of class. Under day 1, we have drawing number 11, which is our orthographic projection, which is going to be this guy right here. So we are going to draw this in 3 views, and we have to draw all 3 views at the same time. Now I think I have a video of this already done, but I will, if I don't, I'll have another one out there. And the first time we are not going to dimension this, we are just going to draw it. Some key points that you got to take a look at. We said that we would have to look at the drawing and figure out what's the most recognizable view and where would we get the most information. So if we're looking at the drawing and we could say, here is our top, the right side would be looking at this edge here, and the front would be what I would call the U with the wings. To me, that is the most identifiable feature that gives us the most information. So I would start with this feature here being my front view, where my top view is looking down and my right side is looking at the right. Now, some things that we have to take a look at. remember that all views or all edges are available in all views. So when we draw the front view, we're not going to have any hidden lines because we won't because of our holes that will have hidden lines here. But for our top view, we're going to have this edge right here, this whole surface, which is going to be shown as a hidden line. We're also going to have this edge right here that's going to be shown as a hidden line in the top view. And then when we go to the right side view, the bottom quadrant of the circle is going to be a hidden line in the right side view. So we've got to make sure that we're drawing all views together, not just try to draw one view and then draw the other. We'll tend to make mistakes. So draw what you can in one view and then project that to the second view. Okay? Does anybody have any questions on that? Now to ask those questions, you're going to have to unmute yourself so I can hear you. I'm just waiting for some people. Anybody has to pipe in. So does that make sense to everyone? Maybe a nod of the head so I know you're listening.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Rosa. You're the only one I can hear.
Okay, sorry.
That's all right. I just want to make sure everybody can hear me. All right, now somebody may ask, what's the symmetry symbol in the middle? The symmetry symbol are the two little lines here that are on the center mark. Remember, all holes have center marks in all views. So even though it doesn't look like it's round, it's going to have a center mark. But if we put these two lines, these symmetry lines, which means everything that happens on one side is the same on the other side. Let me open up AutoCAD here. And let me open up that drawing. Can you all see that? So you see that there's going to be some lines that I'm going to see. For example, this edge is this edge. This edge right here represents this point that I see here. I see it as a point. I see it as a line here. So this line, this point, they are the same. Okay, but I still have to have my center line in there. I'm going to delete that center line real quick. Just remember that I can go to Annotate, and I can use my center line tool here, and I can select my two edges, and it automatically will pop that center line in there for me. And then I just need to change the layer that that thing belongs on and put that on my center line so that's on the correct layer. And because it's a round object here, I have the center line here, but I still have to bring that center line over to the right view. I'm not sure what's going on with my drawing there. It looks like that front view is a little skewed.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened there, how that got moved. That looks a little better. So we can see what we have in our isometric view and what we're actually looking for in our orthographic projection view. Okay, so if I was drawing my miter line, that miter line would, whoops, I don't know why my O-snap's not working here. I'd be able to project it up and I'd be able to take my views from one and then bring it down. Now mine are not the same. So if I wanted to line these things up here, I know why, because I changed all this. Here we go. And I moved my views. Now if I did this, now they would line up, so I could take the center of that hole. Bring it down, there's the center of my hole. So you see my miter line is going to help me get to the two views and get everything where I need them. Does that make sense to everyone?
Yeah.
All right, so that's going to be drawing number 11. So all we're going to do is we're going to draw this as an isometric. I'm sorry. This view is the isometric. We're going to draw it as an orthographic projection, a 3-view drawing. No dimensions. You determine what paper size to use, but it's going to be drawn at full scale. So that's drawing number 1. Then when we get to day 2 in week 8, we have our second drawing. And the second drawing is a little more challenging. I'll bring that guy over. And our second drawing has a lot more edges. Okay. So looking at it, I would say that looking at it from left to right, this would be our front view. This side would be our right side view and our top view. Now this drawing is impossible to draw one view at a time. You have to draw all 3 views. And I will also put a video out on how to draw this one, but I'm going to wait a little bit to put the videos in. I don't want to just put the video out and have you just copy me. I would like for you to give it a try. And then I'll probably pop this drawing up probably Tuesday afternoon, Wednesday. I'll make it available so that you can see it, so you can see if you've made progress. So really for this week, we only have the 2 drawings, drawing 11 and a drawing, this is drawing 11C. And then any drawings that you don't have completed for tonight's class. Now I don't have the tests graded. I'm working on those today. Believe it or not, changing the online classes, as much as it may stress you guys out, I've been on my computer pretty much since Thursday, around the clock, just trying to get videos and classes, and everybody's concerned about due dates and what do they have to do and what they don't have. And I've got to make all of those fit. So this has been crazy for us as instructors as well. So we're going to work together. Don't worry about too much about deadlines. We'll work through things. One other thing is that we found out today that they are opening the computer labs on Friday from 8 to 4. So I believe right now the computer labs are open 8 to 9 Monday through Thursday, and 8 to 4 on Fridays. So they're at this point, they're allowing limited number of people into the labs with tutors in there as well. So that's still open until they shut that down. But at this point, it didn't sound like they were going to. They were just going to keep people spread out and keep the numbers low in the computer labs. So that's there for you. So does anybody have any questions for me?
Not at this time.
Rosa, you're fine. You're good. You got a question?
No, at this time, no.
Okay. I'm just looking for my Zoom here. Why can't I find my Zoom tabs?
No, luckily work gave me 2 extra screens so I could set up having the laptop and 2 screens to try to do all this on.
Yes.
But I was able to finally get it all connected like half an hour before this class, so.
All right, so we have some questions here. Do we typically project from the front to the right? Or do you also hit the top? Well, we project all 3 directions. So we're going to project from the front view to the right side. So let me bring back my screen again.
That's what I meant with that question, by the way, was are you drawing as much as you can on the front view to get to the point where you can throw a miter line in so then you can hit both?
Yeah. Really what we're going to do is, let me share my screen here. So if I'm in AutoCAD and I were drawing this block, what I would do is I would start out with the biggest block that I have. So I know my overalls. So I'd say, okay, I know my length and width, and there it is. I would immediately draw my miter line in at that point and draw that miter line in and say, there it is. Now I can draw that box in the top view and the right side view and then work my way back down. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I always start with the biggest I can get, the biggest box I can create, and work from there, rather than trying to draw, in this case, trying to draw this U. But I would have drawn this start by just drawing a box and going off that upper corner. So now I know where my miter line is. You know, and I may not draw the complete box, but I would look at it and say, okay, what's the overall length? There it is. Now I know where that corner is, and start and project from that point. But yes, you always start from the uppermost right-hand corner of the front view. So it's whatever the biggest it could possibly be, and then draw your miter line in. That's the fastest way to get to it.
Sounds good.
Okay?
Yep.
Any other questions? Okay, if there's no other questions, that's all I have. Does everybody understand how to use the virtual office?
No.
Okay, let me show you that real quick as well. I thought I went over that in my video, but that's okay. We'll do it now again. So in the virtual office, what screen are you looking at? I can't tell.
It's Blackboard.
Okay, you're looking at the right screen. Okay, it doesn't show me this because I have it on the wrong spot. So what we're looking at, so if we go into discussions, here's the virtual office. So if you select right here, now when you select on the virtual office, yours will say subscribe, where mine says unsubscribe, which means anytime that someone posts in there, you're going to get an email that says something was posted in the virtual office.
Okay.
So if you post a question there, it comes to me immediately as soon as you hit submit. And then when I reply to it, it'll also send you an email saying that someone has replied to it. This is a great place for you to find any questions before you get to me. So if you're like, well, someone else may have had the same question, this will just be a stream of questions from other students. So someone may have the same answer. You know, I say in there, give me 24 hours to get back to you. Typically, it's going to be faster because I'm not going anywhere. I'm kind of stuck at home as well. But you may look in there and someone may have already asked a question you have, you know, oh, there's my answer. Or if someone else has the answer and it pops up and they're right there, feel free to answer those questions as well. It's just a great way for us to communicate within the class and then get those questions to me and you know that I'm going to see them. Does that make sense?
Yep.
All right. Anybody else have any other questions? Okay.
What if we missed the test last week?
What's that?
What if we missed the test last week?
Okay, if you missed the test last week, I'm going to open it up so that you can take it. And then I'll do that as soon as we're done here, and then you can jump in and take that. Okay?
Thank you.
Any other questions? All right, so that's all that I have for tonight. So now you have all the drawings are going to be due Sunday at midnight. And then I'll have drawings open the next day open Monday at 12 o'clock a.m. But then we'll meet again at 6 o'clock on Monday if that works for everyone, just for any questions or so on. So we all have a standard meeting time. And I'll send out another invite just like I did today so that we can meet. And hopefully if someone's got questions, we can answer those. And then I'll post a video from this session in class, this week's class as well. All right? All right. Good luck, everyone. We're going to be fine. I mean, I don't think that we're going to be back for the semester. I really don't. With Michigan State closing for the rest of the spring, I think that they're just the first. I don't know that for any other than my own gut feeling, that I think that's probably what's going to happen to us as well. So we'll just welcome to online learning, I guess. All right?
Yep.
Thank you.
All right, everyone. Have a good night. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you as well.
All right.
Thank you.
Yep.
Bye. Get out of here.